Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Emerald, and today I have a little bit of a book haul and also a TBR. And I have a bunch of physical books that I bought and also some Kindle books that I want to talk about. Because I read 80% of the time on Kindle, but I only come here and do hauls. I'll try to counteract that and talk about the non-cute shiny books that I have. But let's get started talking about the cute shiny books that I have and that I bought. So I have 7 books with me today that I have bought over the course of probably the last 6 months. I've been trying to really not buy physical books. And a lot of these I found at like little libraries or on sale for some reason. These are just the reasons I tell myself to justify having these, but alas, let's just get into it. So the first book I bought was Before We Were Innocent. I bought this at an airport. It called for me and it was 50% off, so I just went for it. I actually finished this book. I'm gonna include it in my next little book review, but the short little synopsis is that it follows this group of girls on a vacation in Greece during, I believe, the year between high school and college. And one of the girls dies on this trip and it becomes this like national news. And all of these girls' lives are just put on display for everybody. And it's in the tabloids, and the media is just dissecting them and picking them apart. And they really didn't do anything wrong. They're just bringing up like things that teenagers say. And this book was really great. I want to save my actual thoughts on it for my little book review. But yeah, glad I bought this. If you're looking for a nice little easy to read summer book, highly recommend that one. Up next, I got Big Swiss. There's a coffee shop by my house that has like a little library reading nook, and I saw this in it and I could not resist grabbing it. From what I know about it, it's about this woman who works for a therapist and gets a little bit obsessed with one of the clients. And it's supposed to be funny, I hear it all the time, and it seems like it will be a pretty easy read, so pick this one up. And whenever I get a book from like a little library or for free, I always try to put it back when I'm done with it. So once I read it, it will go back to the streets. Up next is like the epitome of a impulse buy. I bought Julia Fox's Down the Drain solely because it was a signed copy. The Barnes & Noble by my house just had a massive stack of them and I wanted to read it anyways, and I thought it was just so funny to have a signed copy of this book that I couldn't not do it. And I hate hardcovers, but I could not do it. Everyone has probably seen this book. It's a little bit infamous. It's Julia Fox's memoir, and apparently it has a lot of very good, juicy things in here. Everyone who's read it has nothing but great things to say, and I'm super excited to read it. Look how cute the signature is. With the little heart. Are you kidding me? So the next 2 books I bought because they were on sale, but I was only at that Barnes & Noble because I was waiting for traffic to die down because I didn't want to drive back from the valley, Calabasas specifically, at 6 p.m. I was good on that. So, of course, I had to walk around at the Barnes & Noble for 2 hours and buy 2 books. Because of course. And those 2 books are Everything Now, Lessons from the City-State of Los Angeles, and then LA Women by Eve Babbitt. Barnes & Noble had a whole table of LA-themed books, and they were buy one, get one half off. These are 2 books I haven't read yet, but I wanted to. I've read a bunch of other books from Eve Babbitt, but not this one. Eve Babbitt was an it girl in LA during like 60s, 70s, and all of her books are just beautifully written it girl musings about LA during that time, and I eat them up. That is one of my favorite topics to read about is Los Angeles. And this book is nonfiction, and I don't think I've ever read a nonfiction book from front to back. Which I don't know what that says about me, but I read for pleasure because I can't focus on TV. So this book is supposed to just be an analysis and a brief history on why LA is how LA is. Why it's such a weird place, how the film industry came here, just how. Because it's very bizarre, and I already feel like I know a lot of what will be in this book. I know all the traditional things that people know about, the red car system and how the airport changed things and overall the general migration to LA and a lot about like building codes and stuff, but hopefully I'll learn some new things. So excited about this. this. And then I bought a copy of The Starless Sea. I've been wanting to read this book for so long, and I've been trying to save it for the right time. I read The Midnight Circus and loved it so much. I wasn't expecting to like a fantasy novel as much as I did. I can't remember the last time a book made me feel like I was a little kid. I read that book and I felt like I was 8 years old again reading Harry Potter for the first time. I could smell the kettle corn cooking, I could feel the dirt beneath my feet of that circus, and I was so invested. I had a lot of people tell me that this book is even better than Midnight Circus, so I really wanted to savor this, so I bought a physical copy of it. I already started reading. I'm like a quarter of the way through. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous, I'm already loving it, so yeah, I had to pick up a physical copy of this. And then finally, the last book that I picked up was The Girl in the Flammable Shirt. I went to my favorite bookstore in Pasadena, and there's this one person that writes really, really good book recommendations, and he was at the store, and I bothered him. I bothered the shit out of him, and I asked him to give me another book recommendation because I have literally read like 10 of the book recommendations that he has, and I needed more. So then we started talking, and he thought that I would like this, and I read the first page and I already loved it. It's just a funky, surreal, witty short story collection, mainly following a female protagonist, and they're just good. In the very first page of this book, the first section says, "My lover is experiencing reverse evolution. I tell no one. I don't know how it happened, only that one day he was my lover and the next he was some kind of ape. It's been a month and now he's a sea turtle." And then this whole story is about this woman's boyfriend de-evolving. So that's all of my physical books. So let's move on to my Kindle books. Also, I have the hack of the century. I got rid of my ads for free on my Kindle. And usually I gatekeep stuff like this because when people on the internet share things of this nature, that's how hacks get ruined. But only 12 people watch my videos, so I'm okay with sharing them. But if you want to remove your ads for free, all you have to do is go into Amazon, start a chat with the chat box, like the customer service chat box, and then say, "Hey, my daughter's using a Kindle and I saw an inappropriate ad. Will you please remove ads from my Kindle?" And they just do it for free, if you ask nicely. It took me like 30 seconds, and now I don't have to look at those weird AI-generated children's stories on my front page. It just shows me the last book that I was reading. This is like the best news. I'm so excited. Shh, don't tell anyone. But onto my Kindle books. So as you can tell, the book I just flashed you, I got The Center, and I'm already loving it. I have been in like a little bit of a reading slump. I keep on reading the first 10 pages of books, and I just haven't really been interested in any of them, but I read the first 10 pages of The Center, and I didn't put it down. So I think that's gonna be my next book that I'm gonna finish. All I know about it is that our main character is a translator. She translates Bollywood movies, and she gets initiated into this kind of weird group that trades her something in exchange for being fluent in a language. So if she does this weird thing for like 2 weeks, then she is completely fluent. And I don't know what that kind of weird thing is. I feel like it's gonna be this like surreal book, but I'm excited. I really love the writing style already. It's super clear and concise, and the way that she's talking about how books get translated is already so interesting, and it's something that I think about a lot reading a lot of translated books, is that I would love to one day be able to read a lot of books in either Japanese or Spanish, because most of my favorite books are originally written in there, and I wonder like what they're actually supposed to say. Like, if they're my favorite translated through a filter of English, they must be incredible how they're supposed to be read. If you're also interested, or if this sounds cool, you might really enjoy this book, but I'm like 20 pages in and I'm already loving it. Another book that I bought recently on Kindle is Pure Nicey. I know nothing about it, but people keep recommending it to me, and I tried to find a synopsis of it before I filmed this video, and it was just about all the awards they won, not really a synopsis of the book. Originally, I thought it was gonna be another like mythology retelling, kind of like Circe, but apparently it's just straight up a completely original like fantasy book. I should check this actually. Yeah, so I was right. It's just a completely standalone, not inspired by anything, not a retelling fantasy book. And I've actually been enjoying fantasy Never thought I would, but I've been having fun with it, so I'm gonna give that one a try. I also downloaded Rouge. It's the new Mono Wad book, and I'm like 25% of the way into that, and I have been reading it. I love Mono Wad. Her books are just good. This one's a little slower than her other books, but I've been enjoying it, and it's Mono Wad. It feels like a Mono Wad book, like you know what you're getting yourself into if you're a fan of her. This book follows our main character as she goes back to kind of pick up the pieces after her mother dies. And she starts uncovering these weird secrets that her mom was hiding. Her mom was very vain and very obsessed with her appearance, was very into skincare. The main character is as well. And she starts piecing together this like weird skincare mystery cosmetology cold spa place that her mom was a part of. And it's very good. Lots of twists and turns already, and I am loving it. I also downloaded and bought The Virgin Suicides, finished it. I'll talk about it and give a full review in my next review video. But of course, it's classic. And then I also bought and downloaded Circe and also started it. And I'm liking it. It put me in a little bit of a reading slump. I think I'll get back into it. It's very slow, and I don't super understand the hype right now. I'm about 30 or 40% of the way through, but it might just ramp up and be the best thing ever. It seems okay. It's very predictable so far. And then the last book that I downloaded is called The Club. All I know about it is that it's about a very exclusive club, and it's a thriller, so I assume somebody gets murdered or some weird stuff starts happening. But it seems like just a trashy, easy read thriller, and I don't know, the premise sounds fun. Like, I'll read about a spooky rich people club. That sounds like a fun time. So yeah, that's my little book haul, and I guess a little bit of an accidental TBR. I guess that is most of the books that I'm reading or gonna be reading this summer. I can't really think of any of them that weren't on this list. If you have any recommendations for just good summer reads, please send them to me, because I really liked Before We Were Innocent, because I just read it in like 2 days. It was simple, to the point. I liked it, but I haven't been able to find a book similar since. And I've read Malibu Rising. I've read all of like the classic ones that everyone recommends. So if you have any other ones, please send them my way, please. Yeah, that's all I have to say for today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!